Hey there, how you doing, fellas? Frankie Dave back again on YouTube. This evening YouTube, I have update build report on Ballistic submarine USS Washington, cell number 598, number 5. Okay, taking off the last video, folks, I went ahead and I filled in the seams on the nose and stern section on the port side of the hull of my sub, and let it dry, and went wet, dry, sanded it off, and got all the filler removed on it. So it came out pretty clean. And I applied a coat of primer on it and showed no imperfections, so I went ahead and painted the whole entire hull red oxide primer. And the red oxide primer will act as the waterline to the submarine. So far on the build so far is got all primed, ready for final painting, and apply decals. And the very last thing I'm going to do is do a little touch up of the interior details and add the crew figures, and that completes the build of my Ballistic submarine USS George Washington. So far it's been a pleasurable build so far on it. I thought this thing would take me longer than I thought it did, but evidently it went together pretty quick. I guess all the sub-assemblies really did the model. If it wasn't for the interior details, this thing would be done in 2 days. But the interior section needs some touch up here and there on it. I'm going to start doing a little bit of apply some washes in the engineering section on the interiors on it, and go ahead and add crew figures, and she's done. And plus I'll have another update on Speedy's group build of 1960 aircraft, prop and jet aircraft, and I'll have that. I'll have a video of that tomorrow, and another builds of the past will follow too. And I guess that'll be that. But anyway, she's going pretty good. I'm pretty happy with the submarine. It's a one of a kind model. I haven't seen much out there, even close to this old wind wall kit, but it's a nice model. It goes together quite well. It's quite educational in a lot of ways, because a lot of people are dumb and dumber when it comes to the interior workings of a submarine. So many parts of this model is probably not even on there, because when this model first came out, as mentioned from the last video I did, there's probably a lot of parts on it, a lot of features, detail, interior features that were classified that could not be shown. So evidently the cut kind of skipped around a little bit by cramming too much in together. But I'm quite certain that was the case, though. But now this vessel has been stricken from the United States Navy since 1984, and nothing classified it anymore, so I can't see anything about it. But so far I'm not into classification of this and that. I'm just a model builder like the rest of you great fellows are out there. I build it as is, what I know. I'm not much of a pig boat sailor. I'm a black shoe sailor. I'm an old ex-bosun's mate, and I never got interested in getting into sub duty. You know, well, my second enlistment, when I shipped over for the second time, and a lot of them say, Frank, there's openings for submarines out there. I said, I'm not for the sewer pipe Navy. If anything goes wrong, you have a doggone electrical bus failure that'll shut down the reactor, cause a reactor scram, you're cooked goose. And you go for your death march right into the ocean bed. No, sir. I says, chances are, if my ship got torpedoed or something happened, I could jump over the side and grab a life ring and tread water for a few days. But when you're in a submarine, folks, something goes wrong, that's it. All you do is pray to God, and that's what all you do. But nowadays, they got a lot of fail-safe programs, a lot more of that than the old Thresher they had. The Thresher was probably one of the greatest submarine disasters in the history of the United States. There's probably more out there that I'm quite sure of, and aware of, that's equal as much as that is a Thresher. But that was our first submarine that we've lost back in April of 1963. And a lot of people, even the brass, even thought maybe, well, she had some kind of a problem with one of the induction valves, or one of the pipes went wrong or something, but that wasn't the case. The demise of the Thresher, it suffered from electrical bus failure. and that caused the coolant to slow down on the reactor, and you had a reactor scram. And when your reactor shuts down, fellas, all your power is gone. And that boat's out of trim right there. You're gonna go right to the bottom, because everything on that submarine is activated by that reactor itself. That's a power source. That's the heartbeat of the nuclear fleet. And that when you got a reactor scram, I mean there's nothing. Once your boat's out of trim, you're gonna go down by the stern, because engineering is a lot more heavier back there because of the machinery. And so the Thresher could have probably survived that reactor scram if the boat was in trim, but it wasn't. A lot of people didn't understand why it was out of trim. My theory is that the diving planes were set at an up angle. She tried to surface as much as fast as she could, as long as she was under propulsion. But when that reactor shut down, that was it. She was gone. And the crush depth for the Thresher was her test depth was 1,300 feet. Same thing in George Washington class. George Washington, all those early nuke boats that came out in the late 1950s, most of them had a test depth of 1,300 feet. And the United States Navy always made sure that submarines had a 50% safety margin, go beyond the test depth it was designed for, such as the George Washington or the Thresher. 1,900 feet is about as deep as you can go. Any more than that, you're in the frontier of the depth. So that was the demise of the Thresher, and the only problem George Washington ever had is probably a few years back. It had an emergency blow. Something must have went wrong. She was under 400 feet of water, which is a lot more easier to maintain low ballast at that depth than it is when you're deeper. Because you're deeper, the water gets colder and colder. It forms ice on your ballast streams, and that's pretty much what happened to the Thresher too. It kind of helped it sinking too. But when the George Washington came up to the surface, emergency blow, she hit a Japanese training ship. And another case of this, whose fault was what, but it blew over like a bad storm. So anyway, folks, let's get back to the model. Enough chatter right here. And so far, I'll show you how far old Frankie Day got on the old George Washington. It's over here, folks, still drying a little bit. As you can tell, it's in a red oxide color. From waterline up, it's going to be like a dull black. I'm going to add some, I ain't going to put no washes on it, but I'm going to go ahead using an airbrush. I'm going to paint it an off black color, then I'm going to tone it down by using different tones of black color to give it the immersion of salt water. And the port and starboard side has been painted. I painted the stand as well, so I'm just going to go ahead and leave the stand bottom color. And paint the rest of the sub from the waterline up. It'll be off black color. I masked the periscopes and the radar, and also the antennae. I masked that off, keep from getting overspray on those, because since I paint them twice, we can only paint them once. And as you can see on the, I'll switch around a little bit here again, fellas. Tell that the stern section where the diving planes at has been filled with putty. I went ahead and wet and dried and sanded that. Came out pretty good. They actually just needed one coat of filler with that much. I got it pretty good. And same thing with the bow section. It was filled in with my filler of choice and wet and dry sanded. And of course, we all know on the starboard section of the hull, it trices down to reveal the interior parts of the submarine itself. So that's about as far as I got on the George Washington. Tomorrow's going to be complete, guys. I'm going to be on this pretty much all day long. And once I present this, I'm going to go ahead and get Mark's group bill underway right here. So far on the, might as well show this while I'm at. I killed two birds with one stone, fellas. So far on the Phantom, I applied my filler of choice, as you can see. Not very much filler, as you can see, guys. Not much at all. Just a little bit around there where the center wing meets the fuselage. Need a little filler right in this area here. Also around the intakes too. There's two parts of the intakes on the subassembly. That's been filled here. Also filled in the bottom. And other than that, that's about it. I can't see applying filler twice on it because I got the parts pretty well. They made it together pretty good. A lot better than an F100 I had. The F100 had some issues on it, but working with plastic in general and getting it right is the key of making a better finish of the model. So I'll be setting an update on my Phantom. So if everything goes good and which it will be, I'll have my George Washington finished tomorrow, and I'll present an update group build report on my F4C Phantom. And so stay tuned for another build of the past. I'll have that going too. I got quite a few more down there, tons of them. Gee, folks, if you went down there and see what I had, you guys would be amazed. And my wife always asks me, Frank, what do you do with these things when something happens? Yes, the Ruth, don't worry about it. I said, everything that's materialized is made for the living only. Once you're gone, you're gone. You're not going to miss that stuff because you don't exist no more. Your spirit's alleviated from your body. You're gone. You ain't going to come back. So don't worry about it. So I keep telling her, and she goes, well, and it shuttles off. So I'm not trying to put nail a coffin on my coffin, guys. It's just that it's for everybody. As long as you're alive, you get to enjoy these things. I enjoy these things. These things keep me much alive, keep me healthy too. Because model building is very healthy for you. It keeps your mind going all the time, and you achieve something. You're doing something constructive. You're learning something. Because model builders in general are the best historians that there is. All these historians that you see, like Norman Palmer, all these guys are all model builders. And all these models that they built in their lifetime, they have learned the fundamentals of them, how they are and how they built, when they came out, what they do, and how long they lasted, and the pros and cons of them. So that's a bonus factor that model builders have. Great historians. Okay, guys, that's shooting a breeze right here. It's time for Frankie Day to close off right here, and so stay tuned for part number 6, the completion of my USS Ballistic submarine George Washington. And so stay tuned for my group build, Mark's group build on my F4C Phantom. And I'd like to remind everybody out there, as we all know, the first of the year of 2014 of our Lord, there's going to be 2 great sensational builds. So we got Robert Goslin. He has his D-Day build, and like I say before, guys, there's going to be a lot out there in that one. I guarantee you that. There's going to be ships, airplanes, tanks, you name it. It's going to be there because that's what D-Day is all about. Anything they had, anywhere from ships, airplane, the armor, even infantry. So it's going to be very interesting and great build. The same thing as Steve's got. He's got his carrier aircraft. Now that's going to be an excellent one too. So those are 2 great choice group builds coming up. So stay tuned for those 2 fellas. Once you get this Christmas jazz out of the way, we'll get those underway, and I'm in both of them, so you can count me in. And there's other group builds out there too, so be sure to join in and keep in taps with those. And I'm kind of worried about my old buddy Warren Blanche right now. I haven't heard him for a while. I know he's probably being busy being with that brand new bouncing baby boy he's got. So I imagine Warren will probably be back with us pretty soon. He's probably taking care of daddy things, and once the baby's arrested and Mama's got the baby taken care of and squared away, he'll go back in his man cave and start presenting more videos. So Warren, congratulations, old buddy, on that bouncing baby boy you got, man. And teach him how to build models. That'd be that. So anyway, here's folks. I'm tuning off right now, and I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. And may God bless and happy model building. And please subscribe. and get involved in these group builds, fellas. That they're much needed, and we have a great community right here, and we're worldwide, and it's for everybody to enjoy. So be safe in our holidays coming up, guys. I don't want no one get floating the brig, no one getting hurt and anything like that. So something that says love, and stay home and just build a model. And wise thing to do. But anyway, Frankie Day signing off right here, boys. We'll catch you on the next YouTube presentation. So stay tuned for my finish update of my George Washington and Mark's Speedy 197's group build 20th century 1960s aircraft. My F4 Phantom, and I have another builds to pass for you tomorrow. So stay tuned for those three, and may God bless. We'll catch you later, boys. Y'all take care, fellas. God love you guys. Bye now.